Hello everybody, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Sega Master System Super System. Yes everybody, welcome back here to the channel and thank you for tuning in once again. It has been a while since I've made a video or a review on anything here at Retro Stuff TV, but it's only because I went down a different path this year, got some new jobs, and it's taken up all my time. But now I'm back in the saddle and I'm here to bring some more good reviews for you. As you see, today we're going to be reviewing our classic Sega Master System Super System in all its glory. Now these came out pretty much at the end of the Sega's life, before the Mega Drive hit the shelves. They came out with all these brochures at the time. There was 3 different systems you could buy, as saying here on the back of this brochure here. You could buy the base system, which is the Master System, or the Master System Plus, or here the Super System. Now these are Australian catalogues that came out down there. They would be different around the world with different packaging. Now it's very hard to come by these things nowadays, and occasionally you see them online, ranging anywhere from £200 all the way up to £500 to £600 I've seen, but they do vary in price. Some are £400, some are £300. There's not one exact price that these go for, but there is one thing: it is a rare system and it is on the rise. So if you are after one and you find one of any type, do get your hands onto it, because one day it might be worth something pretty substantial, but we'll never know until that gets there. But this one here I got from a collector who used to work in a Sega store in the day, and when the Mega Drive came out and Master System 2 was released, there was plenty of these left over and no one wanted to buy them. So the guy in the shop bought about 4 of these in its original brown box, unopened and anything like that. He just took the lot and he stored them for many years, until recently he discovered these in his loft, and he was moving house and he wanted to get rid of it all. He had no idea, he completely forgot about these things. Anyway, got in contact with him, went round to check it out, and so to speak, he had plenty of these. However, 2 of them had already sold. One got kind of damaged by water damage, and this one was one of the good ones, of mint condition ones, as the other 2. So I nabbed this one. This one also came with a brand new rapid fire unit, still in its box, and a spare Sega control pad, again still in its box and in this blister pack. He did say at the day when these were trying to sell, they were trying to sell this as a whole package. So we're going to take a look at this and its condition, and just to show you how mint condition this one here is. Right, so here we are, we're going to take a look inside this. Now first of all, the box condition is in pretty supreme condition. It has a few little odd marks here and there, but that's just from storage, and I think in this day and age, finding a cardboard box to last this long in absolute prime condition is very hard to come by. But this one, I have to say, I've not seen a better one ever since. So looking around the box, you got your bits and pieces on the side to tell you what's in there, and on the back it has all the languages on the top there, all your percivables, what's inside the box, and Missile Defense 3D, and of course your control stick and rapid fire unit, which I have the control stick just up there. So again, a small little odd nick or two here, but there's nothing to really complain about since the age of this machine. So let's get into it and unbox this thing. So here we go. Carefully undo this one, and as you see already, the box condition is in so really good condition, with barely any marks. It has a little corner mark there, but nothing major. So let's go and undo this one, shall we? I think it's around this way. Here we go. And hey presto. Now I have heard of people tracking down these empty boxes just so they've even got a box on one of these things. So even if you come across a box, it's worthwhile picking up. So here we go in the pristine condition box here. I'm going to get something to raise this one up like this. Now I did notice one thing, that this top has a crack in it, which is a little unfortunate. So maybe somebody in the past, or when that guy packed it away, he did open it and pulled it out. But still, it's only one split, but the bits are still here in very good condition, as you see there. Now here we go, here is what it's all about. So excited to see that all in plastic still. Plastic on the console and all the percival. So what do we have? We've got the power adapter, we've got the control pads, we've got the light phaser, 3D glasses and the machine itself, and of course the RF cables as well. So let's take a look at some of these things. The light phaser here. It has to be in this box so long that it has all the white styrofoam sticking to it. So let's just undo this here. There we go. And what a beauty that is. Nice and firm on the trigger. And here on the sides it's still got all the original plastic that covers up the, has not been peeled off actually. So I barely think this has not even been used once. So anyway, let's pop him back in the box there. Back in its plastic bag. Back in the box. Of course we have our control pads. This one came with 2 control pads in very good tight condition, very firm. Good firm D-pad. Again, doesn't look like it's ever been used. And judging by the cables being stuck in the box there with the styrofoam, that tells you the many years it's not been touched. Now, of course, the rare 3D glasses, which are getting harder and harder to find nowadays in very good condition, still in its plastic bag, as you see. So let's take this out. Show you very carefully. Here we are in very good condition. It still has its arms, they are not broken. And on the front, as you can see there's no cracks, like most of these did crack in the past. A bit of light on that one maybe, there we go. Sort of like that, yeah. So no cracks on the bridge or on the top there. So top condition. I've got to try these out, so I will do another episode on actually running this whole machine and firing it up and having a go on this new old stock master system. Right, I'll put the glasses back in its little holder there. Here we've got some advertising brochures down there. The 3D glasses adapter still in its bag. There we go. I think I'll leave that one in there. And now the main attraction, the actual unit inside here. There we go. Again, still in its plastic bag. How good can you get? So let me just undo that there. And it comes out. There we go. I could say safely this is a brand new, old stock Sega Master System with missile defense 3D built in. It still has the plastic coverings on all the surfaces here, and it even still smells new. Has the usual plugs on it, nothing much different from other systems. It's just the only difference with any Master System is what's inbuilt inside the machine. That makes it more rarer, like this one. Underneath this one here, you've got the operator's manual. There, that's not lost. 3D glasses manual and so forth. And again, just looking at the styrofoam box, it is pristine mint condition. I've never seen another one like this. So anyway, let me pop this back in the box here. There we go. So hey, if you ever see one like this, you should grab it while you can. So we're going to look at some of the games. Well, there we go. A good look at our Master System in its very mint condition form. Again, I'm still very impressed on how well this has held up after all these years in its condition, especially the styrofoam. Let's talk about the games, because this was more aimed at the 3D market games at the time, and sadly to say, they didn't make many of them. And as you see here, this is the full collection. We had Zax on the 3D, Blade Eagle 3D, Outrun, we got Space Harrier, Missile Defense, Maze Hunter, and Poseidon Wars 3D. That was it. Why, I don't know. Maybe they just didn't want to make any more. Maybe there was a third-party issue. We'll never know that one. But they all did work very well with this system. And for the technology of the time, it was really, really good. A couple of others that I didn't even know myself until a few years ago was like this one here. Line of Fire apparently is in 3D, but was never marketed as 3D. It was never advertised as 3D, this one here. The only way you found out it was 3D is if you looked into the instruction manual at the back page and it said it in very fine print. But this one here I found in Australia. It's an Australian copy with this cover, and I was a bit confused about it, but you know, Australian games are slightly different to the ones around the world. That's a good one to keep, and I think it's a good one to have in the collection if you're a 3D collector. This one also came from Australia, which is another copy of Outrun 3D. However, there is a difference between this one and this one, as this here was the prototype, one of the prototype cartridges, demo models for the game before they finalized it and made it what it was. It comes in this clamshell case, very unique, distinctive clamshell case, or plastic. Again, this was only true to the Australian market, as I do remember when I was young that they did package many games in these cartridges, in these cases. So another telltale sign how different this Outrun 3D cartridge is it never had a normal sticker label on it. It just had its own Sega corporate sticker on it. I'll try and get a closer view there so you can see it. It says Outrun 3D. I'm not too sure if that's going to focus. But as you see there, it's just got a plain label on it in the brown colouring. From the collector that I got this from, again, they said it was the prototype. Now I've played this, and yes, it is slightly different. It has slightly different colours, slightly different features, but it plays pretty much the same as that one. So maybe this was the version just before that came out, and they took it around to show people, and at the end of it they probably just threw it in the back of their cupboard and went, well, that's the end of that. So I'm sure somebody out there will know more about what this cartridge was and where it came from, but from the difference of the style of game, it does look like a prototype. Moving on, light phaser games, plenty more of them. There was like Rescue Mission, Rambo 3s, Bank Panics, all that stuff. There was plenty more of those on top of these games here to go with this whole system. So in the day, you had everything to go, and you were the master of the video game consoles back then. So there we have it. That is our unboxing of our Super System and a quick look at some games and bits and pieces. And another thing too, you know, this system, when I got it, it came with all these catalogues from the day. This one here was like one of the original ones that came out first. This was kind of like a second one that came out about a year later, and a year later too, with all these different catalogues. I've got plenty of these catalogues, all the way up to these common ones which you find everywhere for the Master System too. So plenty of catalogues, plenty of stuff when I've got this. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and there'll be plenty more retro game stuff coming up here on this channel. We'll be doing some Atari 2600 games and reviews, Mega Drives, Nintendos, you name it, we're going to be doing it here on the show. So for now, hope you enjoyed it, and see you later on the next one. Bye!